Hey there, it's Christina, and I'm in my home office, and I'm going through some old boxes, and I'm throwing some stuff out, brushing off the dust, looking through some stuff I haven't seen in years. And I wanted to talk today about 401ks and mutual funds. And I am not somebody that encourages 401ks or mutual funds as far as, through your employer. And the reason why is that you're just not going to get a good rate of return on these, even if your employer matches. You really need to get financial education and understand about mutual funds. Now, I can say this because I used to have my securities license several years ago. I had my Series 6 and 63, and I was going to actually market and sell mutual funds until I realized how the rate of return is so poor. Like, they can't even keep up with the S&P 500. There are fund management fees. There are 12B1 marketing fees. There's taxation on capital gains. There is inflation. There's so much at play working to erode your rate of return, you just have no idea. And another thing I want you to know about, if you don't already, is ERISA, ERISA. Look it up on Google. 1974, 1975, legislation was passed, so employers no longer had to offer a defined benefit plan, i.e. a pension, and they moved to a defined contribution plan, which is the 401k. Now, inherent in this information, implicitly what this meant was it shifted the responsibility of retirement planning and investing from the employer to the individual. Now, you probably didn't know that. Most people didn't know that because it's like the baby boomers cohort that's moving along. So when this happened, first of all, you didn't realize that now the responsibility shifted to you, but even if you were savvy and you knew that, now the burden was on you to be financially educated and know how to invest and to seek out that information. And this was in 1975, so there was no internet, there was no Facebook, there was no YouTube, there was no Twitter, there was no mobile devices, no iPhone, no iPad, no podcast, no information products and programs. I don't even know if Borders and Barnes & Noble had stores yet, bookstores. I think there was just libraries and probably card catalogs. And even back then, I mean, obviously there were business owners that had small businesses and people owned land and had rental property. But the people that really needed the information were middle class. So if you weren't, birthed into a, affluent family, it's very unlikely that you knew what to do with any money that you were earning from a job. So this is really sad because I've seen so many people work hard all their life. They've accrued a lot of money in a 401k and they've lost it all in the last few years. And this is like a lot of my friends' parents. And just please understand that a 401k, I just let my securities license lapse because there's no way I could sell mutual funds to anybody. What I endorse, what I recommend, highly encourage, is real estate investing. And before you get involved in it, I want you to get real estate investing education. Okay, that's what you need to invest in before you put money into a property. You have to become sophisticated in knowing how to, do real estate investing. And more specifically, buy and hold over the long term for cash flow. And more specifically, multifamily. These buy and hold and multifamily together over the long term offers you the most leverage and the most operational efficiency. And if you're interested, I have some amazing resources that I can refer you to. Just leave me a message in the comments below or send me a private email, and I'll be happy to help you with something that you can absolutely trust. Real estate investing. So you want to understand that you need to be invested across and within different asset classes. I personally have been out of the stock market, out of mutual funds, since 2009. And this video here, like I was, kind of had a long introduction, but I'm showing you my final, well, not my final, my best statements that I've had as far as my own 401k. I threw all the rest of them away. I don't even know why I still had them. But I pulled out the very best. This is like the very best I've ever done in a 401k plan in my life when I was working for an employer. So this right here represents, let me hold this up, the first and the second quarters of 2007. So the first statement up here was from April, May, and June of 2007, and the bottom one is for July, August, and September of 2007. And this is when I was working at the Analysis Corporation in McLean, Virginia. And this is my statement. I just have to fold it up and tape it there because it has my address and Social Security. Don't need the whole internet to know that. So I wanted to show you. Like, this is the best that I've ever done. So this first one, let's see. This first one here, my ending balance was $49,065, and my rate of return for the quarter was 11%, rate of return for the year 18%. So like double-digit returns, probably unheard of now. And then this one, let's see, ending balance was $7,000. And rate of return for the quarter was 10%. Rate of return for the year was 30%. So that's pretty impressive. Like I said, this is the the best that I've done in ever since with a 401k plan at with an employer. And I I actually when I left this job, I took the balance. I left this job in 2009. So, like, between these two quarters, like, in 90 days, I got an additional $2,000. I can't remember the balance of this in 2009. Like I said, these are the only two statements I kept because they were the double-digit highest returns I've ever had in a 401k. But anyway, I took my balance. I took the remaining funds that I had, and I put it into a self-directed IRA with a custodian. I used American Pension Services. There's also Entrust is another custodian. I'm not sure that there's that much difference between them. And, so a custodian is different than like a principal or a fidelity. I mean, a custodian really kind of just does the administrative paperwork, but they rely on you to give them buy directives. So in order for you to give them a buy directive, you have to like be educated and know what to buy, right? So I really, really, really encourage you to read Robert Kiyosaki books as a beginning. If you've read them, you know about cash flow quadrant, the framework, and how we need to be on the right side with businesses and investing, and more specifically online businesses and real estate investing for the most leverage and passive income, multiple streams of passive income. That's how you accelerate wealth creation, okay? So seek out financial education. If you're like in your 20s and have a new job and they're, they're telling you that a benefit of that new job is a 401k and, oh, by the way, we'll match it, that's not a benefit. I know you don't understand all the reasons why right now, but it's not a benefit. 401ks, I mean, they can't even keep up with the S&P 500. You're going to get like a single-digit return that's not much more than what a bank would offer you. Don't settle for that. You can do much, much better than that. There's fund management fees. There's 12B1 fees. There's taxation on. There's tax on capital gains. There's inflation. There's a lot of stuff happening just with technology, the advance of technology, geopolitical things. There's so much that's affecting the local economies and the global economies that you really need to be astute about if you're going to protect your hard-earned money. And yeah, no 401ks, no mutual funds. I had my securities license. I had my Series 6 and 63. Once I learned more about this, I let that FINRA license lapse. I wanted to be a financial advisor. I wanted to get my own finances in line and help other people. And that was just a stepping stone in my journey. That was like, just my path that I ended up on. And once I learn better, I'll do better. And then once I learn better, I want to tell other people too, so you can save some time and money. I mean, that I wasted. Well, I shouldn't say wasted, but mistakes are mentors. And I made a lot of mistakes. So a lot of mistakes. This cost me money and time. So what I'm trying to do in this video and some of the others is pay it forward and be like a mentor to you with really, really good advice. So I hope it saves you time and money. And yeah, these companies like Principal and Fidelity, they're not on your side. Banks aren't on your side. They're there to make money for the for institutions and large businesses that are inside the mutual funds. So get financially educated. It's my best advice to you. So this is Christina. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.